All right, so it's been a while since I've done any videos. I have been doing some work in the background, not a lot of it. I'll give you some overview of what's transpired in the last couple months. This has been a couple months. Yeah, so we'll get started.
Okay, if you can see here, the serial number is 348 5175. I was able to uncover this number using acetone and a brass bristle brush. The paint was very thick and these numbers are not very deep. So that was a challenge. I'm going to take you over to the engine and show you the serial number there. So if you can see, number CDH 5175. It's a match. We've got a matching numbers bike.
So before reassembling the bike, I read some information that said to check the rear plungers to see if they work correctly.
So for this one, if I actuate it, you can see it actuating okay. Seems to be moving okay in both directions. However, this one, when I do the same movement, I don't know if you guys can hear it, it's kind of going scruncher, scruncher, scruncher. So there's a plunger inside here. There's a little spring on the top and a bigger spring on the bottom. And what I understand is these little springs have a tendency to fail. And it's critical to get this fixed before I put the wheel back on. So apparently there's a tool you thread in from the bottom and it compresses that plunger and allows this entire assembly to come out of the top and the bottom perch so that I can get into there and find out what the issue is. One of the other things I was able to take care of is this rear fender trim. I installed that on the right side already. It uses these kind of flat fasteners. They go into this slot here on this piece, and then they go into these corresponding holes along the rear fender. Unfortunate thing is, and this was my own dumb mistake, I kinked this piece. So the fastener will not slide through that section. I've got to find a way to flatten that back out so I can get the fasteners on there. But I was able to complete this side. So here's the trim in the installed condition. I did complete the installation of the tires to the rims. I made a video on this, and on the last 20 seconds of the video, my phone ran out of memory and I didn't capture the final seating of the tire to the rim. I'll try and finish that video anyway and post it. It's a bit anticlimactic since you don't get to see the final bit. But in any case, front and wheels on these are the same. The only difference is the hub that you attach to it, which determines whether it's a front or rear wheel. Picked up some new parts. This is a chain guard from Starklight. This is the steering damper, and then I've got the steering damper friction discs, the Girder shock, and this is the original one here. This unit is actually a little tube that goes inside the front springs to quiet them down. Here's the other one. That's a rear chain adjuster. And then here we just got a lot of miscellaneous hardware that I discovered I'll be needing to reassemble the front end. These are handlebar risers. And you can see here, these are two new ones I just bought. This is the original one. The problem with the original one, you can see that I obviously had to buy new ones. The problem with the original one is this rubber is so hard. This piece, which has these ears on it, are supposed to press into this rubber section and essentially deform the rubber as you install it. This stuff is rock hard. It won't go in. And then in this case, the rubber itself has separated from the riser. This is a problem because now the riser itself will rotate on the rubber bushing, which means as your handlebars are sitting, this is where your handlebars are, and this goes on the girder suspension. As it's sitting there, this entire piece can rotate down independent of the rubber bushing. So you'll find your handlebars on your tank. So I was able to source this and bought a set. So hopefully I don't have this issue. So here we have the girder suspension. I've shown this to you guys already. So I even have two of the T-posts, triple trees. And then there are these shackles. I need to confirm the correct length of shackles. They did change them for 47, I think. And then interesting thing about these is they have a smooth end and they've got a smooth end apparently. But there's one that's threaded. Yeah, this has got some threading in here, right? Both sides, on the same side, either end, like this one. And this one does not. So there's a threaded and a non-threaded variant. Not sure exactly where they go. But you can see here that there's some threading here that they engage, right? And then, so no threading on these, right? So my guess is that this threaded part, where it's threaded, likely goes onto here. There's some threading. Well, you can see I'm not sure about this. So I could use some help figuring this out. One of my other ideas is I'm going to have to disassemble this to install the shock. So what I plan to do is take all of these chrome pieces and then soak them in oxalic acid to remove, there's a bit of service rust on it. And then additionally, these rods have some rust on them. So I'd like to clean them up and reinsert them. And then once I get that together, I can start to install that to the front of the bike.